Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast. We're coming to you live from Cole Creative in downtown Wilkes-Barre. I'm Rich Howells. I'm the founder and editor of NEPA Scene.
And I'm John Popko from Alt 92.1, and I am the Saturday night host of Alt Natives on Alt 92.1.
And we're here with the founders of the Electric City Music Conference and Steamtown Music Awards, Joe Caviston and Ken Norton. We're talking about this massive event that starts this Thursday, September 13th, with the Steamtown Music Awards, and continues Friday, September 14th, and Saturday, September 15th, with over 150 local and national acts in 13 different venues across the Scranton area. So we're going to be discussing what goes into the planning of all that and putting it all together. We're also going to talk about the Grace's Downfall 10-year anniversary show, the local music scene, and much, much more. So whether or not you're involved, if you have any questions, you have any comments, you want to know anything about the conference, how it all comes together, give us a good, bad, and the ugly. We'll even take the criticisms. We'll answer everything tonight. So please leave those down below. Leave any of your comments, good, bad, or otherwise, and we will respond to them at some point in the show tonight. So thank you all for tuning in. And if you like the show, please share it. That's in the business what they call a call to action, which apparently you have to repeat about 50,000 times during every video. But I'm only going to ask you once, maybe once at the end. But
it's all about frequency, bro.
Yeah, gotta do it. Gotta plug away.
You guys should share this. Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I just shared it.
Nick, you share it? All right.
All right, we're all good.
We're all good. Shared. We're all shared.
And the other thing, obligatory, but they're all businesses that we believe in. Are our sponsors. We got to plug those. We got to talk about them for a minute. Beer Boys in Wilkes-Barre, right down the street from here, gives us these crowlers every week to drink, and not all of us can participate tonight, but we're still going to crack open a few anyway. John. I didn't even have time to look at what they were as I was rushing in here.
It's been a busy day, right?
Can you tell me? Because I could use a beer right now.
Yeah, we would never pump beer that we wouldn't drink ourselves.
That's true, exactly. And we would never shout out to any business that we didn't believe in.
Well, yeah. What word I was looking for there? I would never promote.
Yes,
that's the word. Pump, idiot. Saugatuck Blueberry Maple. That's going to be awesome.
You didn't say that right.
What?
Saugatuck. You didn't say that.
There's
no way.
Saugatuck.
This is terrible white guy pronunciation.
Some sort of Indian beer.
Yeah, exactly. That I'm sure white people are profiting off of.
Yeah. I hope it has pumpkin in it.
Blockhouse Double Chocolate Bock. That's also good. Joe, you're fucking up right now.
I know. That sounds delicious.
Trogs Nugget Nectar.
Ooh.
Fuck up, bro.
Wow.
I live by Trogs.
Well, tonight is glass night at Beer Boys, so stop down for a Bud Light Premium Light Lager and a free Bud Light Eagles or Steelers glass.
Go Eagles.
Whichever you prefer.
Oh, yeah, you're a Cowboys fan.
They're terrible. They're so bad. They lost to the Panthers. I can't believe it.
I can.
Joe, one of the 5 Panther fans that aren't from Carolina.
That's right. Love them.
Sorry.
Hey, when the Carolina Panthers became a team, there was so much Northeast PA on that team. It was ridiculous. The Rocket Ishmael was on there. Ruddy was on there. It was like Scranton was in Carolina.
But you absolutely...
And they had the way cooler colors for a starter jacket.
My buddy had My buddy had that starter jacket. He lived across the street. I had the Cowboys one. They were all mud anyways. We play football on them anyway. You know what I mean? Your parents were like, "Don't go outside." And that I was like, "Yeah, right."
Well, that's a real dark one. Which
one is this?
This is the.
Is this the maple?
No, it's the Saugatuck.
I love it.
Pronounce it different every time.
How do you say it? I don't know.
It's probably like Saguatic.
I need the enunciation or the pronunciation or whatever the fuck.
If we had any beer experts out there, Brad Vaneski maybe watching.
Yeah, Brad, what's up? School us. Oh, the Red Sox just punched their ticket into the playoffs last night. Brad, just so you know.
Go Sports.
Thanks for that.
Sports.
But make sure if you want to watch the game, NFL Football Sundays are back at Beer Boys. They have a crapload of TVs there. I couldn't believe how many. 31, actually, including the 65-inch patio TV. And they have game day food specials every week as well.
It's like a good spot to watch a game.
Absolutely. And they got that nice little patio whenever the weather decides to cooperate.
Yeah.
And we also want to plug the V-Spot, who's directly involved with what we're talking about this week. One of the most popular bars in northeastern Pennsylvania with live entertainment every night of the week. This week they have Banks and Cruise tonight, the Steamtown Music Awards on Thursday, the Electric City Music Conference on Friday and Saturday. Tons and tons of stuff, which we're going to get into. And Sunday, of course, is karaoke, hosted by DJ Huff. And make sure to check out NEPA Scene Rising Talent. Open Mic and Talent Contest is back. We had our second week, which was even better than our first week. Had a great turnout. Hopefully to see that continue through the rest of the season. We have monthly prizes now instead of just one prize at the end. So make sure that you show up. All you have to do is show up twice in a month to be eligible for the prize, which is $200 cash, some recording studio time at After Image Studios in Scranton, and Samuel Adams prize pack. So lots of cool stuff. And we have one more this week, thanks to Jason Reed-Miller. NEPA Geeks is also a sponsor this week. NEPA Geeks is the highest-rated computer repair company in northeastern Pennsylvania. Voted number one by local news readers, and they'll come to you. So on-site IT support and equipment pickup available, and you can check them out at nepageeks.com. So any computer needs, just because you're a nerd like me doesn't necessarily mean you know anything about computers. Might just mean you're nerdy about stuff, which is kind of where I'm at. So if I ever need a computer repaired, certainly go to them. They come highly recommended by quite a few people.
Regardless of popular belief, just because you use a computer doesn't mean you can fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
My grandmother would always.
Yeah, I haven't.
Or my grandfather would be like, "But you use a computer every day at work." I'm like, "Right, but if it breaks, I call the IT guy to do something about it. Like, I don't know how to fix it."
I don't know how to fix a computer since DOS. That was it. I was like 7. I was a wizard.
Our wives are already like,
Oh yeah, they're already chit-chatting.
hi ladies. My wife gave me the word promote after I couldn't find it.
That's what women are best at. They will come out of the woodwork and be like, "Ha ha ha!
Then your
That
wife,
thing you didn't know, I know it."
your wife said, "Are you talking sports ball?"
Rich wasn't. Rich had nothing to do with sports ball.
Very briefly. For sponsorship only, but these guys can talk about that all day. We have lots of other stuff to talk about. We have lots of music to talk about. That's really why we're here tonight. So I guess we don't want to cover too much ground that we covered the last time you guys were here. If you haven't seen that episode, you can go back in our archives and watch that. There's plenty about the conference there. But we do want to talk a little bit about why you think it's important to keep doing this every year. This is the 5th year now. So why do you think it's important to keep doing this, and how have you kept this building up every year?
So we try to do something different every year. Like, if it's the same thing over, it'll get stale. But make little changes, add new rooms. Some rooms don't come back, things like that. But I mean, the importance of it, we put on shows all year, all over. And for us, this conference is kind of a marketing tool for us. You know what I mean? We don't make anything off the conference, regardless of popular belief. But we basically do it because we watch it. We firsthand see the 5 months after it. The music scene's really juiced up and energized, and bands are getting booked in rooms that they never got booked before. Bands are doing shows with bands they never saw before, and it just puts a little kick in the ass to everything going on. It gets people excited, gets people out, and I mean, that's why we do it. I don't know if that's what we see. Other people, might not think that, but
The important part for us was always we got to put a big festival name on it, a big conference name, and people go ahead and go, "Oh, that might be something I want to go to." And then they get into that room or they go wherever they go and they see a band that they may not have been expecting, but they leave and they become a fan. And that's the biggest part for the bands, is getting fans, getting a little more notoriety. It's still tough to be, an original musician around here. Yeah, we have cover bands, but it's still very difficult, for original bands. There's not many outlets anymore. Like we said, when you first came out, when we first came out, like Grace's Downfall in 2005, in the early 2000s, like everybody was still picking up magazines. No one's doing that anymore. And luckily people are, luckily you're around so people can click and they can go there because everybody's on fucking Facebook. No one's not attached to their phone anymore.
Right.
But it's so hard to go ahead and have these outlets, and so we go ahead and we put a blanket over this idea. We have 7 bands at the V-Spot, and say someone goes ahead and goes, well, music starts at 6, it only costs me $10 or $5 or whatever. So they go. And it's something to do, and this area is, so big into there's nothing to do around here. Right. And then you give them something to do, and it's like, well, I don't want to do that. Right. It's like, there's nothing to do, but everything that does happen, I don't want to do. So it's like, but with the Electric Music Conference, we give the bands a chance to go out and play. We bring in label people, we bring in marketing people, we do the conference on a Saturday morning, come out. That's the important thing. The important thing is the award show, not winning, going ahead and talking to people. And that's the important thing for us is like, everybody plays every weekend. You hope to play every weekend, or you're practicing, or, it's hard to go out and introduce yourself if you're playing all the time. So it's a Thursday night. Everyone's off.
Right.
Come to the conference, come to the award show and talk. Don't bitch and moan if you don't win the award. It's this big. It's going to collect dust on your thing. It's a cool thing to go ahead and say, yeah, I won. But it's also cool to go ahead and say, oh, I talked to this band and I got a show out of the deal.
Right.
Or I talked to this bar owner and I got a show out of the deal. That's kind of what it's mostly about. And the Saturday morning thing, oh, I was able to give my card, my album, my everything to this label.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Saturday, this year especially, the people we have coming in for the conference, I mean, if you're not there and you're a band in this area, you're messing up. It's the manager, word is bond, those guys are going to be there. They've gotten like 10 bands signed this year. Mm-hmm. They're hot right now. Dave from Big D and the Kid Stable is going to be there. Like, the guy has so much knowledge and has been doing it for so long and has made a legitimate living out of just being a musician. They've never, to my knowledge, been on a major label. They've been indie pretty much their whole career and made a really good go of it. Booking agents, Artery Global is one of the biggest booking agencies as far as rock goes in the country. So you have 2 agents from there. If you're in a rock band, I don't know, and you want a tour, who else are you, where else should you be on Saturday,
Right.
And then even as far as Chris Jones coming down, Chris is a phenomenal businessman. If you could pick his brain on that, but aside from that, the special guest app, if you get linked up with them, it's just the information that's going to be available on Saturday is second to none, and it's 100% free. So
I think that's the most important thing that you've stressed since you started, promoting that and talking about it, is the fact that it is on you to actually go and show up to these things.
Yeah.
And I think that's something, especially in this day and age where, social media, we like to get up on a high horse and complain about things and yell at people about stuff and whatever. We do have to take some responsibility for ourselves too. And I think, something like this doesn't come to every area. It absolutely does not happen all the time. So it's on you to actually show up and participate in this. And if you're not going to do that, like you said, I run into the same thing running the Rising Talent open mic, because I have people that think, oh, well, I should have won and that guy shouldn't have won or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but you're ignoring the fact that the people who didn't win, they all got a ton out of this event. They all got booked at other places. They all met other people. They either got booked at the V-Spot or other venues. People watch our live stream every week. They're exposed to new stuff that they've never seen before, and they look them up and they get turned on to it. So there's a million other benefits other than that. But, it's also cool to recognize people as well and give them a pat on the back, because there are those ones, for as many people as there are the complainers, there's those people that are working their asses off every day, and they don't get that recognition
Absolutely.
or that pat on the back that they deserve.
So your co-host Brittany, I think put it the best of anybody I saw.
Where's she
She's behind the
Oh, yeah.
She's been back there for 5 months.
Yeah, he's gonna give her some water. But so
smell?
Brittany and I were talking about it, and I mean obviously voting online sucks. It just does. That's just a thing, and that's why it doesn't count for all of it.
Sure.
But Brittany said, even she put it the best. She's like, if I don't win, she's like, that thing got shared 12,000 times.
Right.
So her name as one of, theoretically one of the best photographers in northeastern Pennsylvania
Right.
got shared to 12,000, got shared 12,000 times to 50,000 people. You know what I mean? So many people saw that. So just having your name involved in it, you're getting your name out there through this. Like if you're nominated, your name's getting shared all over the place. That's why you know how time consuming it is for me to make all those images and everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
But they're out there because I think there's more to it than just winning the award. Like whoever wins the award, that's awesome. It's great, but the sharing and all the build up to it, and we get 6 months of promotion. I mean, we announced them in like June, who's nominated. So you're getting shared and all that's out there.
That's what it was for me. I mean, I was honored that my name was even thrown in the hat as a radio personality and my show. And I have no business being amongst some of those names that have been doing it, that do it every day for 4 hours a day and for the past 25 fucking years. But it helped, exposure for my show and my name. So hopefully that, for that alone.
Sure.
And that's what it's all about. The whole the conference as a whole, best summed up, is about putting on the talent in our area. That's the easiest way to sum it up. Like, it's about getting the word out about different bands from the area and from outside the area. I mean, we bring in some amazingly talented bands this year. We have our first international band from Canada playing. We have a band from Texas playing, which is wild to me. There's like a pop star in the making flying in from Missouri. That Clayton girl. Like, some really cool acts coming through. And I think that speaks to the conference as a whole. I mean, there's a bunch of music conferences, and especially even in Pennsylvania, that some of the bands are choosing to come to ours because we do things a little different than a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
We're a lot more artist friendly than a lot of the other ones, and I love all of them. And everybody has their own business model, but you're paying $100 just to submit your band to a lot of these music conferences. That's not to get to play. That's just to have somebody review your band and see if you get to play.
Right.
We don't do that, so.
And I think if anyone who is not involved in the music scene, who doesn't go out to shows on a regular basis, and you get those people all the time who are like, well, there is no music scene around here, there hasn't been since I was young, and that kind of stuff or whatever. Every time I see just a list of bands who are nominated for awards or participating in the whole conference overall, I think that whole block of text is just irrefutable proof that there is so much music coming out of northeastern Pennsylvania, and that it's coming out in so many different categories. That's what amazes me too, is that there's a lot of places, cities in particular, that are known for a certain kind, like, indie rock comes out of here, and, grunge rock comes out of here, but out of here it's like everything you can imagine comes out of this area, and it's all really positive, good stuff. Like, there's really not, looking at the lineup this year, there's just not a stinker in the bunch.
Yeah, and I think it speaks volumes. I think Brett Alexander, when he wrote that blog a couple years ago, and I never really thought about it until then, where he was just like, we're northeastern Pennsylvania, and there's 35 different categories with 6 acts in each.
Right.
So, you have 6 good country bands, 6 good electronic bands, 6 good hip-hop acts, 6 good rock, metal. And we could do a rock category, but the rock categories basically split into 6 different subgenres of rock. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's still enough bands to fill that. Anybody that says the scene's dead, you're just not looking for it hard enough, because there's a little bit of something out there for everybody.
Sure. So let's, speaking of rock music, we want to talk about Grace's downfall for a little bit.
Cool.
Why?
Yeah, right?
Why?
Well, it's funny because last week I misspoke and I said 20-year anniversary instead of 10-year. Maybe it feels like it's been that long.
Could have been.
What's that, for Grace's downfall?
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to him? It
I've
feels
aged.
like 20 to me.
I've aged 20 years. No.
You were thinking of Pearl Jam.
Yeah. Let's look back at the band a little bit.
As far as it goes, it's actually our 10-year reunion of our first album we ever put out. We put an album called A Basement in Laughlin out in 2008. Mm-hmm. Same weekend, I think it was September 16th or something, we put the album out. And to celebrate that, we wanted to basically go play that album again. So, unfortunately, the person everybody wants to see, Natalie, won't be in. because she's in between things. She's in Florida. There's a hurricane. There's things happening there.
It's hard to
She should
get
probably
out of Florida right now.
She should probably
Get out of
evacuate
there.
here, anyways. But
Get out of
west.
there. Fly north.
but I
Natalie,
mean,
if
like
you're watching,
we have, yeah,
go up to Alabama or something.
yeah.
What this?
It's vibrating on the mic.
Oh, okay.
Really? It's vibrating? Sorry.
She got scolded, bro.
Listen. Listen, put your vibrator away.
Yeah. But as far as it goes, Matt Steiger's going to play drums for the show, and he was a part of the band for a while. It's still me, Mark, but other than that, the band's been together 13 years. It's 10 years to celebrate that album. And it's hard to believe that album came out 10 years ago.
Right.
I was a younger man then.
A lot has changed since
Yeah.
then.
Johnny Popko had a lot less facial hair, I remember.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
When we walked in Liam's and he had his goatee.
I
Yeah.
couldn't grow facially at that point.
Those are the days, man.
See? Now we're both going.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck still wears a goatee? What the hell's wrong with people?
I had a chin strap at one point.
Oh, we all did. Come on.
I didn't.
Come on. We were all in our 20s at one point.
Silver
We're-
chain.
We were all assholes.
Silver shade.
American Eagle fucking ripped shirt.
Exactly.
Well, seeing the Lifer reunion a couple
Oh.
weeks ago, that brought me back. And that we
Are you
that
going to
one
this?
coming up. Oh, I'm definitely going to the one next week.
I just had Nick and Aaron in the studio today.
Did you?
I'm devoting the entire show on Saturday to Lifer songs and some of their solo stuff
Oh,
and
cool.
some of the Star Dog Champion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a collection of their.
Are they doing any of my downfall?
I do have a song. If there's enough time in the hour show, I'm going to play one of those songs.
That'd be cool if they did a my downfall song.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know if they're going to have on the concert. That's going to be.
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, Saturday. Or I keep saying Saturday. It's Friday.
Friday.
This September 21st is the day of that show.
So you're looking back at this album. Does it still hold up for you? Does it mean something different than maybe when you wrote it initially?
It was our first step in being an original band. And at the time, we did cover music. We played a ton of Pearl Jam, ton of STP. And we always wanted to write music. And when it came about, me and Mark decided we're going to write, and Natalie got aboard on it. And in 2007, we got asked by John Phillips, who ran the Steamtown Original Music Showcase, to play at Tanks. And we'd never played Tanks before. Well, the fucked up part is we didn't have any originals either. So we ended up showing up 15 minutes late. Matt Kester was the sound guy. He was bitching. I love Matt to death, but I know he was pissed. We showed up 15 minutes late. We played the 3 songs we wrote the night before because we had barely slept. Got off the stage. It was awesome. We got to play Tanks, and we played 3 songs sloppily. But we were happy. And then once we got a good response from that, which we thought we were terrible, we got a really good response for that. That's when we went ahead and we called Brett Alexander to get in the studio with him. And we worked with Paulie Young, too, who was in Panacea at the time. And Paulie's actually going to be part of Grace's Downfall in the fold for, if Mark can't make a gig, Paulie's going to play.
Okay.
So, should be fun.
It's a very incestuous scene we have at times.
Well, we're trying to make it as much of a collection of old musicians as possible at this point. We're trying to become Panacea, Ashfall. We have Johnny Jones from Ashfall on bass now. And we're talking about Matt Joffin, who was playing drums for Farley, but he played drums in Symphonic Haze, and he was bass player he was the bass player for Panacea at the end. And he might be doing some shows on drums for us. So we're really trying to bring it all around here to have all the old heads.
that's for sure. Oh,
I call us old heads. We're still young. We're still the same age. It's some fucking people coming out now. It's like, oh, did you hear that band? I'm like, yeah. Oh, they must be young. They're like, yeah, they're in their 30s. I'm like, fuck. So am I. I just happen to be around since I'm 19.
yeah.
What kind of things have you seen change in the music scene over time? From your perspective in a band.
Attitudes. A lot of attitudes have changed. A lot for the better.
Mm-hmm.
A lot for the better. But unfortunately, some for the worst. And I think that's always happened, though. I think there's always bands that think, I'm the shit before they've done anything, but I also think there's bands that are humbled out immensely. It's like, I'd say it's at least a 90 to 10% of 90% of these bands are absolutely humbled out. Thank you so much for letting us play. You know, and then there's a 10% that they're the show, but it's not egos. You're artists. You're out here, and as much as everybody goes ahead and wants to take the competition away from it, like, there's some people that are humble just playing. But then there's some people that, if we have an opening band if Grace's Downfall has an opening band, they're young, and they come out and blow the fucking doors off, you better believe I'm sitting there going, watch this. You know, and it's, you come out and you want to play. You know, but that's what makes a good show. That's what puts on a good show. That's what the conference does. Everybody wants to put on their best show. You're showcasing who you are as a band, playing your own stuff. And we've always done that. We've always wanted to play with the best of the best. When Grace's Downfall first came out, we always wanted to play with Panacea. We always wanted to play with Spit Can. We always wanted to play with, you know, I mean, I'm so old at this point. That was Spit Can.
Yeah.
Come on, Joe. You're better than that.
Vibe line.
Vibe line, yeah.
Vibe line.
Hour after.
Hour after. See, I was biting my tongue on that one because they were the one I remembered, and I was like, They were a really talented band, though. But, you know what I mean? Like, those are the bands that we played
Guido's
with.
head, his head's way too big. The way it is.
What's that, Guido?
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw he was flying from Japan or something today.
He's flying back in for the conference. He's
Is he?
one of our panelists on Saturday.
I figured as much. It's very important to get from Japan to NEPA. But that's the thing, though. Like, with bands, like, we played with a lot of great bands when we were first coming up. You know? It was always fun when you'd see, like, Aaron Fink at the bar, and you'd be like, oh, my God.
Right.
It's Aaron Fink. You know?
Yeah.
Now you see him, it's like, oh, hey, what's up, man? You shake his hand. It's like, he's everybody else.
Yep.
You know, he's just a good guy. You know, and that's
I think
just about everybody in all the bands. They're just good people. You just get to talk to them.
There's like a picture from the Music Awards a couple years ago that like blew my mind. It was like Brett Alexander.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like Brett, Eddie Appanell, Aaron Fink,
It was Nick.
Nick Coyle,
Yeah.
Dustin, I think, was in there, and like a couple other people. But I remember just like looking at it and being like, "Whoa, like that's pretty cool."
All these people came
And
to our little award
Yeah,
show.
and that was before it was like
Yeah.
that big of a deal. I think it was like a year or two. So it was kind of cool because like that's like when I was coming up, like what's bigger than that group right there, you know?
Right.
And it was kind of like a little bit of a, well, you know, maybe if they signed off on it, then we're doing something right. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because they're all people that we look up to in the scene. And,
Still do.
Yeah, still absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do. And I've been doing it long enough, and for them to kind of give us a little nod of approval, that meant a lot. But that picture, I just remember, like, that was like my, like, and Brett's blog, but like, I think you guys ran it on the site, but like that was just like, okay, like
We're doing all right.
you know, because maybe like first year was a headache. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah.
The whole thing.
Any
the
first year
yeah.
event of anything.
And I was like, is this worth it? And then after that, it was like, okay, so you know, we're doing something right. So
Now, I wanted to touch on outside of the conference. You know, you guys book a lot of other shows, and you work with bands with Meat and Potato Entertainment. Can you talk a little bit about what Meat and Potato is, what you guys do, some of the stuff you guys have put on?
yeah.
First, the name.
Yes.
Okay. There's just like I wish there was an awesome story.
There's not. There's not.
So-
We tried to go ahead and we said we got joking the one day. We're both very Irish. We're both very Irish. And we would make memes back and forth. They call them memes now, but before on the internet,
wasn't
I don't think they were
memes
called
yet.
memes yet. They were just mean photos, photoshopped. And
Potatoes in our mouth.
we would Photoshop it, and we would call each other like "you potato picking son of a bitch," like you know, like, and we go back and forth, like just digging at each other's culture,
Yeah.
which today is frowned upon. It's a very frowned upon thing, but
It was like
You know?
2007.
I know, right?
It was a different
like
time.
I could give
Yeah.
a shit if somebody called me that. I'd be like, oh, all right, cool.
Whenever there was a picture of Ken singing and he had an open mouth,
Yeah,
I would
I mean,
Photoshop a potato into it.
at least
and
it
put
wasn't a
leprechaun
dick,
hat
though.
on.
At least it wasn't a dick.
This isn't a bad story. I like
Yeah.
this.
So that kind of evolved into the first year of the music conference. We were gonna do a DJ set, and we were like, "Well, what do we call ourselves?" But it was gonna be a joke, we were gonna just go and DJ a set, and I was gonna play Toto Africa on repeat.
Which now happens
Which now,
on the radio.
Yeah, which now, now it's happening.
Weezer fucked that up.
But we were just gonna play it on repeat and see how long until like the crowd like turned. Like that I could just how many times I could play it. So in my opinion, it's like the greatest song ever written. So we were like, well, what do we call ourselves as a DJ group? And we were like, well, we're Irish, and we were like, all right, we'll be DJ Meat and Potatoes. And it was like the tagline was like, DJ Meat and Potatoes, the greatest DJ or group that consists of 2 Irish guys from Scranton or something like that. And then when we were trying to think of a name for the Meat and Potatoes company, that just kind of stuck. And
It's a lot better than what I was thinking.
yeah, well, yeah, most people, who's the meat, who's the potatoes. And
Well, not even that. I thought you were trying to just be like, we give you like the meat and potatoes. Like,
there's not.
People want.
There's not enough. No, there's no substance to the name whatsoever.
None.
It's a really good restaurant in Pittsburgh, if anybody's ever out there.
And it's not like, oh, they're 2 big guys. They want foods. You know what I mean? It's like you know what I mean? It's like
Better than what I thought. Okay.
You know, we just went ahead and
An M and a P with an ampersand make a really cool logo, and I was able to just make it work.
Yeah.
Kind of, it just kind of worked when I was playing with stuff, and then it stuck.
Fair enough. So what do you guys do with that? What kind of shows have you guys?
So we put on the Electric City Music Conference. I think you guys.
We've
You've
talked
heard of
about that a little bit, yeah.
So we do the conference and the awards, but we have a roster of bands that we work with on varying levels. Some bands we manage fully, like Lucas Hex, like complete 100% management of that career. From his booking right now until we can get him a booking agent, management, artist development, social media, everything for him. Grace's Downfall we book. The Boastfuls we book. We're gonna be signing another band in a couple weeks here. Wild Plains, I saw you tag them in there. Group out of New York. So like they're like example of like a unique situation we have with them. Like we worked out like a deal where we book them in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So we're their Pennsylvania booking agent. Huge success story of the Electric City Music Conference, that band. They played at 1 a.m. at the Keys and got added 3 days before the conference. And I was just like, guys, like, I'm sorry, like, I only have a 1 a.m. slot. They were like, we'll take it and we'll kill it. So we were driving around closing down their rooms, felt bad. And we're like, all right, we got to go see these guys. Like, we just feel bad. Well, we walk in there, and there's just 4 Greek Adonises standing in white leather
They're
pants.
good-looking guys.
They're beautiful, yeah.
Like, I know I have that weird smile on my
Yeah.
face right now saying
They're
that, but like,
gorgeous. That's all there
we
is to
walked
it,
in, it was like fans were blowing on them. They're like,
Yeah, they all
and
long
you're sitting
hair,
there going,
white vests
what
and like
the
30
fuck
pack
is
abs.
this?
Like, and so it was like we walked in at like 12:50. They were just like finishing up their set and everything. The lead singer like hits the first note, sounds like Freddie Mercury, and like playing over a Weekend song. Like it was really cool. And then all of a sudden, 75 girls from the University of Scranton walked in. They came in a day early. They promoted their asses off all over Scranton. And then every time we brought them in, there's like a core group of people that are just there to see them all the time. They're nice guys. They're fun. So we've had some success. They've headlined the V Spot. I think they played Levels. They played Thirsties. They opened for Grace's Downfall a couple times.
Yeah.
Just like huge success story. Now they're like, they were just on Good Morning America, and they just did like a bunch of weed festivals out on the West Coast and stuff. They're sponsored by, I think, a company, and they're just doing huge stuff. So we're just glad to be associated with them on the ground level in any way we can. And I really hope I didn't forget anybody else that we work with. And if I did, I apologize. Oh, Black Hole Heart. We're working with them, kind of on artist development. That's kind of like a deal with Steve, where Steve.
God bless Steve this weekend.
Yeah, Steve's gonna have quite the job.
Steve's doing sound, right?
Oh,
Steve's
God bless
doing
that.
sound,
He's
so it's
doing
kinda
sound
like
in like 3 rooms.
Yeah, it's a partnership where like we work with Black Hole Heart and Paradise Audio, and so we develop deals like kind of all over the place and different ways that it works. But so we do booking, we promote shows, concerts, artist management, we have our hands in a little bit of everything.
Nice.
Yeah, Screaming Infidelities, we manage them too. They're pretty great.
Yeah, you're going to be busy because you're not only involved obviously in the organization and keeping everything from keeping fires put out and all that kind of stuff. But you're doing the Screaming Infidelities Emo Night as well.
Yeah,
That's back at the Bog.
we're at the Bog. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's I just love. I love early 2000s emo music. Like, there's no...
I can
no-
tell
yeah.
with the hat
Like
there,
American emo. Dude. And Hersh doesn't.
I hate that motherfucker.
which is hilarious.
But
I hate him.
yeah,
I hate him.
Why?
Make sure that's on record.
He's watching.
yeah, he's in here. But yeah, God bless Hersh's heart. Like, there's nothing further from his type of music than that. But I've caught him nodding his head to some stuff lately.
Yeah.
So I think it's growing on him. And we've just had such an outstanding response. Last year, going into it, I was really nervous. I don't know why. I mean, I'm just jumping around on stage like an idiot. But I was nervous to how the reception would be. And I think I said, like, it would be either the coolest thing I've ever done or, like, the biggest flop of my career.
Mm-hmm.
And people went wild for it. And, I mean, the Bog was, like, pretty much sold out for it. And then since we've done a couple, we work with you guys on the one for the dashboard show down here. Like 600 people through the door. It was wild. And then we did one a couple weeks ago, the night after Warped Tour, and it was like bigger than that one. It was just like people have responded to it. There was like another emo night that like we're beefing with a little bit.
Oh yeah, I saw there was another one that popped up.
They've
That happens a lot, though. It
No,
seems like
and I don't-
anytime anything.
it's a different concept than us. Like they're doing more like original mixes and stuff where we're like
okay.
we're playing just.
You're just playing the songs, getting people.
I mean,
to
Hersh does his
sing
thing
along.
on them.
Sure,
and
sure.
We like bring people on stage, and people were crowd surfing at the
Actually-
last one.
there's actually a
Poor
question.
Rose Sanunis.
There's actually a question. What is an emo night, and what is your role? Are you a DJ?
Who is Bernie Rose? I am not a DJ. My role is I'm like Flavor Flav of Emo Night.
He's the hype man.
I get everybody going. I kind of like I don't know how to exactly describe
There was
it.
nothing better than the confetti cannon.
I shoot confetti cannons.
He shoots a confetti cannon at the Bog, and all the workers just look at him and go, "You fuck!" You can just see it like, poof, right into the vent, and it's just like, "What
No,
are you doing?"
that was at Sanunis.
Oh
Oh my
it's like,
god!
what are you doing?
Yeah, the thing that takes the smoke out of the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shot the confetti cannon and it went like this, and then all of a sudden like froze. It was like out of a movie. It like froze in midair and just like all got sucked up into the
Matrix.
vent. And they were just like, "Don't do it again. Don't do it again." But then they like realized how cool it was and let us do it the last one. They just shut the machine off to prevent fire.
Throwing microphones at people singing, like, it's amazing to watch.
Yeah,
Like, I went last year, I was like, Joe, I hate this music. And I know you hate Grace's downfall, and I've seen you there, so let's make this happen. I'll go.
Support.
Right.
So I walk in.
I don't hate Grace.
But there was so many people, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's got 4 microphones, chucking people like, just singing so bad at the top of their lungs. I'm just like,
So you mean it just sounds like the original?
I was like, this is amazing. But then, like, he goes, with these confetti cannons, I'm like, what is going on?
We play the Goldfinger cover of 99 Red Balloons, and we drop 99 balloons into the crowd. People seem to like that. It's just, honestly, it's like people our age. It's the music we grew up with.
Sure.
Everybody's gonna have a song they connect with, and I mean, we normally don't turn the microphones on, so nobody's gonna hear you sing. Get up there, act like a rock star, jump on stage. Just excuse to get on stage and have a blast, have some drinks. That this year is the Artist Appreciation Party at the Bog, so we're Ken and I are gonna buy the band's drinks that night. Great Lakes Brewing, shout out on the sponsorship of that evening.
You hear that, guys? Get over there.
So
You always
yeah,
get free shit.
yeah. If you some beers and it's an excuse to have just a good time.
Sure.
But people have bought into it, so it's cool.
And I don't know how you find the time, but you're also making online content now too. You have Just Cavi, which you just started, and you still have the Point After show, which is a sports show.
Yeah. So the Point After show was a really strong grind for about 2 years, and then a bunch of stuff came up in the lives of my partners in it, and we kind of put things on hold just so people could get everything straight that was going on. And but we were like, we were getting there for a minute, you know. El Prez from Barstool.
I saw that.
Retweeted something I put out, and I was jumping around the house screaming like a little girl. My wife, I thought she was like, all right, let's come back to Earth. But the website crashed. We got like 5 million hits on the website that day.
Oh, wow.
Wild. The power that those guys have. But, yeah, so the Point After show is back in an infancy form. We're going to do a live show every week during football season and see kind of where it goes from there. You know, it's like getting back into a relationship with somebody you broke up with. But, I mean, they're all still my best friends. We just, you know, haven't been doing that for a while. That put a lot of strain on those relationships for a little bit, just because we were all, you know, you want somebody to pull their weight, all that stuff. And it was life. It gets tough. And, you know, the $200 in AdWords every week or every month that you're making off it split 4 ways isn't exactly fun. But, so the Just Cavi thing is, I got really into Casey Neistat. I don't know if anybody's familiar. He's an online creator and all about positivity and stuff like that. And I tend to really fall into things hard. And I was just like, I want to do that. Like, you know, I don't want to copy him. I want to put my own spin on it. But, like, I like the message and I like what he's doing. So we're using it right now as a marketing tool. You know, and that's the other thing. It's like so it's an online video series that highlights everything that we do basically, and kind of uses a promotion, but then gives insights into the kind of the background of how things happen, and hopefully, especially like the stuff that comes out around this over the weekend, and people can kind of see, you know, when they have questions about what's going on with it, they'll get a little behind the scenes view of it, you know.
I did enjoy the lawnmower. Like
you did, nobody in my neighborhood or my wife did.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like your wife is probably like, what's that idiot doing now?
Saint. What's that?
What's that idiot doing now? Like, you're always doing something. Like,
yeah, that's kind of the general consensus that she has. I don't want to say any, like, obviously anything you do is scripted for video. I kind of knew that I assumed that was going to happen. I knew that when I looked down, I was like, shit, I put double the amount of oil into this lawnmower than I was supposed to. What happens when you do that? Right. So I Googled it, and it was like, well, you can drain it and be smart, or you can burn it off. So I was like, burn it off? What's that going to be? A little bit of smoke? That's fine. It looked like
it was on fire.
Downtown Baghdad, circa 2004, in my backyard. The neighbor next door came out screaming. She was calling the fire department. She thought my shed was on fire. And it was 6 o'clock in the morning, so like people were losing their mind. And I had to do it.
Time out.
I had to do it 3 times. I did that.
You
3
were
times.
cutting your grass at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
That's not allowed ever.
Anywhere.
Like that. Don't do that.
I had to speak at a music conference in Philadelphia that day.
I don't care.
That'd be done.
That's like against the rules. It's like if it's not a law, it's like an unwritten law.
Amanda, John says that I don't have to cut the grass before I go places anymore.
At 6 a.m., you're that guy that you just woken up. Who the fuck is cutting grass at 6 a.m.?
And why is the neighborhood on fire right now?
Yeah.
Jesus
why
Christ.
is there a haze?
If it's not a law, it's like an unwritten law. I swear to God.
Yeah, I don't know if it was ignorant, but it was great video content.
Don't do that.
So that's the Just Cavi thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who cuts their grass at 6 in the morning? We all have that one neighbor.
That's
Don't be that neighbor.
That's a psycho move.
I had
That's like somebody who is out on a patio in 90-degree weather ordering soup. Like, that's fucking psycho.
I'll agree with that part. Yeah.
Don't do that.
I don't like soup under principle. I just don't like the idea of soup.
Warm soup and
He doesn't like pizza either.
I hate pizza. No bites. Everybody knows it.
You're not allowed in northeastern Pennsylvania.
I don't like
anymore.
pizza. We go
eat your fucking meat.
Then again, if you're from New York, you don't think that our
we
pizza
go to
is pizza.
Bona Pizza
So, you know.
on Lackawanna Avenue just about every year.
Yeah.
After we did the conferences upstairs, or the panels upstairs, we go there, we game plan for the day, because, you know, we got
Sure.
12 hours of running around to do. And he always goes in and he gets like a turkey hoagie.
No, Italian hoagie. No.
Italian hoagie with
Just
no
meat.
Italian
Yeah,
hoagie. No.
Just meat and cheese.
What is wrong with you?
That was my favorite. He goes, dude, if we order me up an Italian hoagie, no Italian dressing, no tomatoes, I'm just, like,
Just meat and cheese.
I'm like, you want to fucking hoagie? Like, what do you eat? I'm like, I'm not saying that to him.
No vegetables. Oh, I hate pizza though. Hate it. Haven't had pizza since I was 10 years old.
Why do you? How do you hate it?
Like I have like I physically like gag upon sight of pizza. Smell, look, and I like all the ingredients. Like I love bread, I love tomatoes, I love cheese. I hate pizza. I don't know why. My one uncle when I was little used to call me like Pico Joe or something like that because I used to eat it all the time when I was little. And like I remember like birthday parties were really hard as a kid. I was like the weird kid that was like, can you order me a hot dog? You know, like didn't do the pizza thing. Yeah.
Will you order me an Italian hoagie?
Minus the Italian.
Minus the Italian part.
Yeah. Antipasta on a roll. Yeah. But I watched
hoagie, no bread.
and I know you consume online media like I do. I watch the One Bite pizza reviews every day and love them. Mm-hmm. I watch it and like some of them I'm like, that looks pretty good, but like if I was in person and like smelt that pizza, it'd be over.
Barstool Sports, those fucking guys, they have it.
They have it and then some.
Yeah,
the money that
crazy.
Company is valued at now is
it's crazy. Big Cat, fucking PFT. I wish I had half the wit those guys did.
The talent, like, and that's, I mean I love Barstool, but I think those guys have kind of gone to their limits there. Like, and I think you saw that by their TV show getting canceled after half an episode, even though it was the highest rated show that ESPN had that day, and it was on at 1 o'clock in the morning. So that shows that like they were that big,
right?
But then Barstool came to bite them in the ass because of something they said 10 years before. You know,
I may have stopped listening. I have stopped listening in the past like year.
Yeah.
What happened?
Sam Ponder, like literally, like 8 years before it, and she works for ESPN, and they were on ESPN. Mm-hmm. So she like cut to a picture of her kid during a Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl, a playoff game, and they were like, Sam Ponder, your kid's ugly, like nobody wants to see it. And that would have been bad enough, but then like somebody was like, yeah, you B-word, and then she like went on a tear when they got employed by, rightfully so,
sure,
by ESPN, and ESPN put up with it for like a minute. Show came out, it was the highest rated ESPN show of the day at 1 o'clock in the morning on ESPN2. Like blew everything else out of the water, and they still canceled it after a week.
I feel like I should have known that.
What do you say to Sam Ponder though at that point? Well, Sam,
if you
got rid of them.
Yeah, thanks for all the bad plus. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I mean, if I guess it's a value prop. Like I don't know if Sam Ponder is more valuable than a #1 show in late night, but I don't know. It's interesting.
And that's what their thing is though. That's their
yeah.
shtick.
And they definitely calmed over the last year or so. Which I mean, if you're gonna take $20 million investment from Peter Chernin, like, yeah, you're gonna follow the rules. But they've what's most interesting to me is that they definitely saw things. They were like, oh well, we don't want to put our shows on. They have a YouTube channel, but like they host their own videos so they can run their own ads. Mm-hmm. Everything's in their advertising platform.
Sure. And
how they're tied in, and that's why they lost McAfee now and everything. So I think you're gonna see. I think people are outgrowing it, and I don't think it matters to them. I think they're gonna still be worth it because they just, all right, you can't do it. We're gonna bring in some really awkward person that catches people's attention. Like everybody that works there is kind of a weirdo, you know, in their own right, aside from the core people. So, yeah. But Ken doesn't read Barstool. I feel bad.
I listen to it. I listen to it on Sirius. That's about it.
Oh yeah, they have a Sirius channel.
Should probably get some questions.
I was going to say we'll run through some comments quick. We want to make sure we get those in before we wrap up here.
Yeah, we wrapped up.
Tom Ferrenti, who after Image Studios, shout out to him. He's been such a good sponsor for Rising Talent, and he did mention to us before the show that he wants to offer a free recording of one song to a band at the Steamtown Music Awards. So put on your best for that. That'll be cool.
So speaking of how important the networking is, tomorrow night, everybody network with Tom.
Right.
Because Tom's going to pick somebody tomorrow night, and it's not necessarily people that are performing, but people that are there at the award show. Mm-hmm. He's going to pick one band or act and record a song for them, fully record and help them. So that's cool.
Matthew Fick, who has, I guess the exact opposite idea of what we think. So the music scene has definitely died out. I remember having to decide whether to see Strangers with Candy, Breaking Benjamin, or the Pop-Tart Monkeys on the same night. I see what you're saying. You might absolutely be nostalgic for those bands, but I also think that I have the same problem on a Friday or Saturday night, too, with the bands that are currently playing. So just because it's something that maybe you grew up with, that you have an affinity for, doesn't necessarily mean there isn't a band who's just as good, maybe even better, than those bands that you remember. You have to actually go to check them out, though. You can't just dismiss it and say, well, yeah, it's not like it used to be. I mean, when was the last time that you went to see an original music showcase? And which this is the perfect example for that. Anytime I hear anybody tell me that they don't think there's enough bands or variety around here, tell them just hit this weekend. Just go out on Friday or Saturday and walk around downtown or wherever you're from, whatever's close to you, and see the variety of acts playing in one place. You can stay in one place, or you can go to 20 different venues. Either way, you're gonna have a good time, and I think there's a lot of stuff
Find your
worth
new
seeing.
favorite band. On a Saturday in Scranton right now, every weekend you have to decide on seeing an awesome show at the Keys, seeing an awesome show at the V-Spot, seeing an awesome show at the Bog, at the Backyard Ale House, at Thirsties, up in Elephant. Stage West is opening up here now soon.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
gonna be
excited
cool.
for that.
Yeah.
This gonna be cool.
Shout out Steve. So
There's too much to do. Nate Williams says, I literally came back from 2-year hiatus and received video year nomination. Well, congrats to you, Nate.
out,
Thanks for always tuning in, too. You're awesome.
Nate is a hype and promo machine.
Yeah, you know, and he has the right idea, because he's one of those people that promotes other people's music just as much as his own, and always is promoting other people and lifting them up, which I think is so important. I don't think enough bands do that around here, especially, you have to constantly stay up on social media all the time. You can plug your own music all day long, but you should plug other people's music too, and just be like, hey, this band's really good too, you should check them out.
It's just like online marketing 101. How do you get people to watch your YouTube videos? Comment on other people's YouTube videos, comment section. That's, if you comment on stuff like, I don't know if people like, one of my little secrets, if something's like happening, like today, like the Electric Factory thing, posted a comment about
How
it.
sad is that, though?
Yeah.
It's not sad.
I love the Electric Factory.
It's not being torn down, which is great, but like it just.
They're definitely just gonna slap that on that. What is it? The Foundry that hasn't been doing good. That Live Nation put up on the other side of town,
right,
to compete to close the Electric Factory,
right.
But I posted that, and a ton of people started commenting and liking it. So then I was like, hey, like check out the Electric, like, you know what I mean, like
yeah, you have to
because that just makes stuff show up more often. So like whatever the hot topic is, I'm gonna tweet about it. I'm gonna comment on it. So stuff like that too. Stay current events, like. But you got to be real and genuine about it. Like if I don't care about it, I'm not gonna just do it for the heck of it. But otherwise, it looks fake. So
right. Mal Yapel Jr. I don't know if that's how you even remotely touch that. What you guys do is awesome. I've only been back in the area for a year now and seen a lot of good local talent. See, so Gene Philbin, can't wait for Peculiar Slurp Shop to host some amazing musicians. They're a first-year venue this year, which is super cool. I love that there's going to be music there.
Yeah, I think that's that's a free room too.
Yeah.
So you can go. We have 2 free rooms this year. So if you're on a budget or whatever, you can go check out Karate's or the Slurp Shop and check out a couple free bands. Both those end early. So if you want to make a full night of it, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. But I'm really excited about Slurp Shop. I think it's just a cool spot to have it.
And the food is unbelievable.
Yeah. And shout out to Gene. They're starting to do. They started this past Monday. They're doing like Munchie Mondays. They're open now from 5 to 10. So they're doing live entertainment.
Cool.
Nice.
That's pretty neat.
That's awesome.
There's a bunch of comments on this that I can't read because they have to expand. It won't let me expand.
Yeah, a lot of times it cuts off stuff and everything too. So we'll try to get to as many as we can.
Yeah.
If you're tuned in the whole time, sometimes it'll only cut off maybe the first couple.
Well, I can't it says read more, and I can't read more.
Tom Bonomo, look at these 2 fossils on the couch. I'm assuming you're referring to them, and that's us.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Either way, yeah, we're all a bunch of fossils.
Old heads.
That's right. Oh, Aaron Brooks said came home from tour just to watch this. Well, thank you.
It's highly
You
unlikely.
could have watched it on tour too, bro.
It's highly unlikely. The internet exists.
That's how the internet works. You can watch it wherever the fuck you are. Don't lie to us.
Came
Hey,
in, turned my computer
I will take
on.
that. Like, when a touring member of Breaking Benjamin says he's going to tune in and watch the show, then I'm going to take that as a compliment.
I'm still waiting for him to do some recordings for me for my show. Like,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
January of
I'm still waiting.
We'd
for him
love to have
put
him
out-
on this show,
I'm
too.
still waiting for him to put out "Save Me" from like 2010. That song ruled. I'm fine. I don't know if you remember those. They were fantastic songs Aaron wrote. They got mixed into like the Panacea mix when they were on like the way out.
Aaron and I used to hang out after hours at Liam's, like bar closed at 2. Like we would go to his car and like listen to like music he wrote all the time. Yeah.
I wish I could read this Bernie Rose guy's comments.
Yeah, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, I did check the account quick, and it's one of those like it's just a profile picture and you
It's a
can't
burner.
see anything else. So yeah, I think it might be a burner.
I respect it. I respect burners.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. Like, because we get those two on the site. Anytime there's a comment on the site, I know it's going to be bad because it's somebody who makes up a fake account. They make a fake username, and then they like shit on
Well,
whatever
I
is
just
in
wish
the
I could read the
article.
whole comments.
I mean, this guy doesn't seem to be shitting on us. He is plugging. He said, you know, are you guys inspired by people who are doing it on their own? Well, we've been doing it on our own. NEPA Scene's been doing it on our own for 4 years now. This will be our 4-year anniversary this month. That we've been around, so we've been doing it longer than most guys. I mean, shout out to Mike Lello, who's been doing it forever with Highway 81 Revisited. He's awesome,
Yeah, we're doing it on our own. There's literally just us.
and that's
Steve.
and
this year on
that's
sound.
what inspires me is seeing all these people that are doing it on their own. I identify so much with a lot of the artists that we cover because they're going through the same stuff, you know, scraping by, trying to make it, and also feed their passion.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
do something legit.
Michael McDonald, #burner rose.
I respect. I mean, what's his name from the Sixers even had burner
Yeah.
accounts. Have your burner accounts. I just wish the app would let me read the.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called? It's called a burner account.
Burner, yeah.
Yeah, burner
I mean, you
account.
can't be like so you
Yeah.
hide behind this fake account.
Like Kevin Durant has like them, but he always forgets and like accidentally tweets from his real one, like stuff at himself.
Yeah,
Like, yo, Kevin Durant, you're really awesome. I love that shirt. And then like people will like screenshot it and be like, oh man, like Kevin Durant just messed up with his burner account again, you know? Or like he'll like tweet at one of his teammates like, yo man, like you really messed up the other night. You suck. And then he'll be like, oh shit, like that was supposed to be from the burner account.
Tom Bonomo, he said he's sitting in his car outside the studio watching this on his phone. So, thanks for tuning in as well.
creep.
He's actually sitting right outside. He's waiting
I don't-
for us outside.
I don't understand what this means. Pop goes by Notch Johnson.
I'm not sure what that means either.
Hersh, kid, it's
Matt
the fucking
Steiger, where
matters.
are the awards again? They are at the V Spot tomorrow night. Good time for us
Playing
to
drums for you tomorrow.
good time for us to plug as well. Isn't he? Yeah, doesn't he have to be there? Are you asking for that information now? Do you have to be
He's
there?
playing on Ken and I just got into it there.
We're gonna be
It's college.
we're gonna be doing the red carpet interviews, which is gonna be fun. This guy won't be with me this year.
Listen,
'cause
you know,
you're out seeing.
I didn't want to address this because I feel really, really fucking bad about this. So I was there, dude. You have no idea. I am going to see like my hero tomorrow night, Joe Rogan in Philadelphia. Well, Upper Darby. So I will not be at the awards ceremony, which fucking breaks my heart because last year we had so much fun. And like you guys were saying, like you go there, you hang out, you meet people in the industry, you talk, you have beers,
Absolutely.
It's just a great time, and I'm very sad that I'm going to miss all of you that are going to be there tomorrow night. So I will be there in spirit, but it's not because Mark Hoover beat me in the voting for radio
by
personality.
a thin margin, I might.
Yeah,
add.
you know that was fun. That was
Yeah.
we had a good time in the office with that. But
You're going to see Joe Rogan.
I'm going to see Joe Rogan. Like,
Which I don't. You're
don't
like
bl-
the biggest
I
Joe
don't
Rogan
blame
fan I
you.
know. So
yeah, I mean, like
you got.
I hope
go.
that I get to meet him. Like,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I
He's
was
doing
hoping
two
for
shi-
electric cars, but he ruined that for us now. So
yeah,
it's over. The dream's over.
yeah. SpaceX, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's all done.
Yeah, we're not going to Mars anymore.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope I get to meet him because he's doing 2 shows. So I figure, like, if I saw the second show, he might stick around. But if I see the first show, he might want to get, like,
Hersh.
oh, fuck him.
Yeah, no. So I saw Anthony Jeselnik down there, and that's
Oh my God,
it was amazing.
he's brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal. And he came out. It's pretty cool. He like came out like between shows, and kind of like met everybody.
Cool. I'm hoping for that. It's my wife and I, our first night away from our son
Oh, okay.
since he's been born. So it's gonna be stressful, but it's exciting, and I'm missing stuff back home. So it's a whole thing. So and I missed the interviews, which is unfortunate.
We'll be live streaming, so you can
Rich and
tune in and watch
Brittany
them.
will be there.
Yeah, Brittany will definitely be there.
Brittany will definitely be here.
in spirit.
She did a great job
You guys
last
gonna
year.
She
let
did
her-
do a
you guys
great
gonna
job
let her
last
out
year.
from behind the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
We'll let
difference
her
this
out.
year, this year at the V Spot, they have tents and everything outside.
Oh, which
Yeah.
that's
Like,
Like
gonna
we're
get
setting
rained
up
on this
tents.
It
There'll
rained
be
for like
music
fucking
outside.
15 minutes.
It's
But
gonna
great
be
when
there's going to be
set up all
food
the
and beer
electronics.
outside too, so you could be
Yeah.
outside, you could be inside.
music
you can
outside, too,
enjoy
this
it.
year.
It's going to be
And he
great.
goes no smoking, doesn't he?
No smoking at the V Spot this weekend.
Right, which is great.
Yep.
Yes,
for
that was
those of us
amazing.
who,
Yeah.
because I'm there on Tuesdays and I don't smoke, so it's tough for non-smokers. So I'm glad that
Once a year.
they're doing that.
No smoking. We will have music outside this year.
Yeah.
$50 and the Boastfuls are playing out there,
Great.
which will be really cool. We're excited about that. So it adds a little element to it. But yeah, it's gonna be tented. So. Good to go.
All right, we gotta get going soon. But Pet Star said, sorry if you've already said where you're gonna air the award ceremony live. Well, we haven't done that in the past. I've been thinking about it because we're going to, thanks to Ionic Development, by the way, who's the video sponsor this year.
Yes.
They're helping us out, NEPA Scene out, with streaming the awards because I don't have the capabilities to do that on the tiny little budget that we have. Thanks to Cole Creative, who make this all possible. This isn't our stuff. So thank you for everybody who works there. So thank you to Ionic Development. They're going to help us live stream the awards. Maybe we can live stream the award part as well as the red carpet interviews. I don't know. Hopefully we will be able to. If not, maybe I'll just try to live stream it from my phone or something like that. If that's what people want to watch, if you want to tune in for that. But we really suggest that you show up if you can. It's much more fun in person. It's much more fun to interact with everybody.
Do it for me, please.
Yes, do it for him because
If no one else, do it for me.
Don't be Johnny.
Don't be an asshole.
I think Ionics, they're awesome. I guess we should give a little shout out to our sponsors real quick.
Yes,
Northeast PA Scene, of course. 1120 Creative with Keith, awesome. He's our photography sponsor every year.
Who always does an amazing job.
Ionic on the video. We couldn't have. As we add more to the conference every year, expenses grow obviously, and special guest app coming on board this year really helped us be able to actually still put it on.
Yeah.
So Chris Jones and his whole team over there, they're awesome. The app's great. If you're in a band, sign up for it. Grace's Downfall's on it.
It works out really well
Ken's
for us.
on it.
Yeah, no, Chris, he's on to something.
The Pro Jam's band's on it. So sign up for them.
Soon, Ruck and Blowfish.
Just
keep making
I
tribute
wish you had more
bands.
time to get into that. 'Cause
What's that?
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Rock
and Blowfish?
No, the
Tribute
special
bands.
guest app.
Oh,
I'm sure Chris would love to talk to you about it.
Yeah, we've been talking about having him on for a little while.
It's
so
definitely
we'll
really.
definitely-
It's like when it takes off, it's going to be an industry changer.
Absolutely.
It's going to rock the industry from the bottom up.
So if you haven't already,
Very
download the app and check
Yeah,
it
it's
out.
very cool.
And they've already featured a lot of local artists through that, so
Yes.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, thank them. And if I forgot any other sponsors, Great Lakes Brewing Company, Brad.
Which I want to make this clear as well because we've had one or two people in the past who've mentioned this. Just because we are the media sponsor and we help them get the word out about everything doesn't mean that we're directly involved in the voting process or any of that kind of stuff. We're completely removed from that.
Yes.
I see Joe on this couch once a year and at the Steamtown Music Awards and the conference. That's it. That's all the communication we have is him shooting me this stuff, letting me know what's going on, keeping me abreast of everything, and then me pushing it out there through NEPA Scene. I just wanted to use the word abreast. So there's not some sort of collusion or anything like that.
The whole world is collusion now.
Yeah, exactly. Not
And
some
Ken and
sort
I
of
don't- Ken
great
and I don't
plan.
vote.
Exactly.
Nothing
You
to do
guys
with
don't
that.
vote, and
I
you
don't
don't
want-
really have a vested
want-
interest in who
I
wins and
want
who doesn't.
nothing to do.
I don't know how to say it. Like, it's not that I don't care,
Right.
but I don't care who. Like, I don't care
We
who
don't
wins.
we don't vote because then it just this supreme
Muddies
backlash
it
of
up.
everybody saying, "Oh, it's your friends, it's your friends." It's like, no, it's not.
No,
I don't have anything to do with the voting.
Well, if you guys want to
Nothing.
mail me my award in Upper Darby,
Yeah. Get.
I actually
make it
worked
so that I
out.
win.
I worked it out with Joe Rogan.
He's going to present it on
to
stage.
you. Yeah.
Oh, this
That's
is great.
pretty great.
So not only did I not win, I'm going to win. I'm going to be presented by Joe Rogan. This is fucking great.
Yeah.
So yeah, just wanted to make that clear before we wrapped up. So
Over, it's fucking conspiracy.
everything, and that's it all is until they benefit. It's like
Listen.
the people who are like, "Oh, I hate this thing.
If-
I won. Oh, this is the
Yeah.
best thing ever. This is great.
If
We love
Freddie,
it."
Freddie Fabry doesn't think there's a conspiracy involved in here,
Right.
there is
Then there definitely
Is
is.
he like the Eddie Bravo?
What's that?
Freddie's off the deep end.
Is
lately.
Freddie the
I see his
local
I see his
Eddie Bravo?
political posts, and I'm so sick
just,
of it.
He
And I
likes to
love
question authority and establishments.
It's fine.
You know,
we
so
need, we need
got
someone
his
for
sign
that.
off.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
not necessarily conspiracies, but he's a very anti-establishment.
He is
Anti-establishment right thinker.
right.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
and he doesn't come out. So
Aaron said it was an honor to not be nominated.
unfortunately, Aaron, bands that go national, we have
just-
a bylaw.
Get the fuck out.
Right.
I feel like I'm
It
sitting
would be
here
a
and I'm
little
like,
bit
I'm on the camera, but I'm answering
But we
people
do
here
respect
instead
and
of
love
here.
everything you do. Yeah.
Joe's taking care of this. I'm like,
Yeah, you're on here.
yeah, Joe,
That's what you got to do. But thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. Wish we could have had some more time, but we got to get going. We love you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow at the Steamtown Music Awards. If you're in a band, I will be there doing probably 50 plus interviews in a row, and I'll be super burnt out. So maybe somebody could buy me a beer after
Woe
that.
is me.
We're gonna get you.
we'll get you a beer.
We'll get you some beers. We'll
Have some
we're
whiskey
gonna have
with
somebody there to help you expedite
Ken.
too, so they can kind of like make sure the bands know what's
I'm-
going on and everything.
This guy.
I'm sure Vinny will help
Mascot.
out.
Yes.
This guy will be
Brittany,
here.
where have you been? Brittany, where have you been? Brittany came down to let us know that she'll be helping you out tomorrow night.
Oh, good.
We usually have Jameson
Brittany,
on
I'm
board
married.
somewhere.
Brittany,
Yeah.
I'm married.
So
Brittany, I'm
just
married.
look for.
Perfect.
White
Perfect.
Claw.
What do we got?
Thank you to get.
White Claws.
What is a White Claw?
If it's not
Sounds
not said enough, thank you to you guys
is
for
that like
putting
pumpkin
this whole
spice
thing
for
on.
boys?
Thank you.
It's for basic white.
I knew I was old. I went to a bachelor party a couple weekends ago. And I
Full
was,
of White Claw.
yeah. Right?
I have
So
a friend at
listen.
work who did the same thing.
Yeah. So I show up, and maybe we're at the same bachelor party.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So,
Rob
was-
Barletta?
What's that?
Rob Barletta?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
This
But-
is a thing now? I guess these bachelor
Right, so,
parties?
so I was like,
Fucking
I was
so
on my
different.
way up, and I was like, I'm gonna grab a case of White Claw for something different, you know, so it's not all beer and heavy. Like,
Sure.
it was the middle of summer. We were out by Elk Mountain. We like rented a house. I got there first. They were all golfing. I don't golf, so I got there. And every person that got out of the car was like, "Hey guys, I thought I'd do something different." There was no beer. We had no beer. We
Yeah,
had
heartburn. But yeah.
like
White Claws for everyone.
yeah. So White Claw was great, and then like somebody got out of the case with a twisted tea. He got a couple sideways looks. But aside from that,
Thank you for having us, guys. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Make
to
sure.
Beer Boys. Thanks to the V-Spot.
Yes.
Thanks to...
Thanks to the
NEPA
musicians
Geeks as
for the
well.
weekend. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you do,
Thanks, Nick.
and we hope
Thanks,
it
Cole Creative.
turns out incredible for everybody. Thank you
yeah.
guys so much for
If
having
we
us.
didn't express that enough, like this doesn't happen without the bands. It doesn't happen without the people supporting it. We're just kind of the dummies that, you know, are willing to put it on. But
Yeah, man.
you know,
Hey.
we're not anything important, contrary to what Bernie Madoff in the comment section.
I want to read the whole thing.
Yeah, we're not
out.
trying to be super celebrities or whatever it was that he was referring to there. But he made mention of certain names, which I think kind of reveals his identity. But you know, we'll worry about that later. But thank you so much for tuning in. We had a great time. We will see you tomorrow and this whole weekend. Make sure that you come out Friday and Saturday. Hit all those venues. There's so many. There's 13 different venues with tons of musical acts. It's going to be a great time.
Bernie's going hard.
Yeah, I don't make any money, Bernie.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.